All right. Hello, everyone. Massive weekend ahead for the Mailbag Bloodstock team. We've got four runners across Victoria and Queensland across today and Saturday. So Shane joining me to talk about the Queensland horses and Jack joining me to talk about the Victorian ones.
Shane will have something to say about the Victorian ones as well.
Possibly he'll voice his opinion.
It's a
Yeah.
Group 3 at Caulfield. Like, anyone can have an opinion on that.
Exactly. But first off, we've got Exeter tonight at Cranbourne. He's in race 5, which is a benchmark 78 over 1,200 metres, and he comes into it second up for us and the new ownership group. Jack, what do you got to say about Exeter?
I think he's the second most likely winner of the race. Your melons are in front of my prices. I think I made him $5. I just did an update for our owners now. Hang on. Yeah, I'm making about a 5.50 chance. His raw price is even shorter, Shane. I'm more going to be hard to beat, but its raw price is closer to 4. I make it 220. I think it'll lead from 7 or roll across. Turbo Ken will have its back. Fine Dane will be thereabouts. We just sort of have to decide which we can, because Froggy knew it's been phenomenal to work with so far. If we want to try and push and get Fine Dane's back, or take a sit last pair, but only 3 off the lead. I think the wide draw and now sort of question marks on our early speeds not a major factor tonight because of the small field. But obviously it's race 5 of a 9-race card at Cranbourne, which can just like hoon along the fence, but they often, every now and again, they do get off the fence. So hoping that they can run on tonight, but I think we'll be able to adjust if we need to. I think we found a really nice race for him. If Iron War wasn't there, I'd declare him. But Shane and I, we have backed this horse. I think it's a genuine bet, like a proper bet outside of owning it here. It was a really nice piece of work at Bendigo. They walked, obviously, but they hooned home. It was a nice trial. Gav, who I think, we're all trusting more and more the updates. Like there might have been a bit of hype early with our first few, but he sort of delivers. And everything he said about this horse has been really positive. He's mentioned hoof on the till a lot. He's a big cliche man. He's a racing man, so we expect that. But the hoof's on the till, according to Gav, and when I price a race without any owner bias, it is a bet.
And yeah, I suppose it's a step up to 1,200 that Gavin's really excited about. Always forms over 1,200. Is good form under the previous trainer, and also on better footing as well. It was a heavy 9 at Bendigo, which we don't think he really loves. And as you said, yeah, they absolutely walked. They were 18.3 lengths below the all average to the 600 and that. So about as slow as it gets, right?
Soft 5 at the moment, Cranbourne. But Cranbourne's 20 minutes from my joint. It is outstanding today outside. It was a beautiful, beautiful day. I'd anticipate it's a good 4 by jump or better. And we really wanted to find tracks. So Cranbourne and Moonee Valley sort of areas, Kyneton, these tight turning tracks, we think is where he's going to do his best work. So same sort of method as we've had with all our horses, is just trying to place them a little bit sharper than they were placed.
An interesting point here. The last time this horse was in benchmark 78 grade on a good track was when he was winning at Moonee Valley. So he's sort of back to a grade. He's been in 84s and 86s, so he's now back to 78 grade on a good surface. Last time we saw that was he was a Moonee Valley winner. So,
and he carried 60.5 kilos doing that day. So the weight shouldn't be a problem. Gavin thinks he's a really nice type of horse, big thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's only 4 kilos to the bottom ones, which are, obviously have a lower benchmark. So he's a good price to have an each way bet. 2-place divvies, I assume, on the fixed odds, and responsibly, I suppose.
Yeah, we're responsibly.
I'm already on, so it don't matter.
Yeah, but gamble elsewhere as well at the same time. Yeah, he's $6.50 at baggybet.com only. Download that, gamble responsibly, but it's unders at Baggy. If I was a betting person, I'd be betting elsewhere.
Perfect. All right. So we'll have Exeter tonight at Cranbourne, and then we go over to the Gold Coast. Would be our next runner, which will be Strategic Position, third up for his new ownership group after a last start win. He's in race 1, which is a benchmark 75 over the 900 at the Gold Coast. Shane, take it away.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, Jono. This is like a really hot race. There's speed galore here. The final makeup of the field will be interesting. A horse called Boogaloo, number 15, is third emergency. It's very fast, so we're sort of hoping that I don't think it'll get a run. I think it goes to Ipswich. You might find it in race 3 back at there. If it doesn't get a run at the coast. Steady Ready, Toowoomba horse, big rap on it. In its 2-year-old season, I thought this horse would come back and be a proper good horse. It failed, and it's only one run. When it come back from a spell, it's gone back to the paddock. It's fast. It's going to be lead or behind the leader. 5-length trial winner, but it was plated and blinkered and all that. So it's way under the odds. All right, there's going to be heaps of speed here. Frederick the Dane, Princess Bojack, hopefully abdicating's in. Like Hamilton Hill, Cosmic Serenade, that's speed everywhere. I know that we're drawn wide on strategic position, but I don't think it matters. I know that James was keen to stick with him. He's just going to let him find his feet. Like last start, he rode him to the pattern of the race, and he had to sort of like get him up on speed because there was no speed, and a couple of speed horses missed the start, so he put him right there.
It kind of looked like he towed him as well a bit. Once they jumped and he sort of landed where he landed. He didn't sort of dig him; he just went.
So ideally, what we're going to see tomorrow is a heap of speed, and James can just sit sort of like 3 wide with cover and be the one launching down the middle. I think he's a great each way bet. He's like $9 or $10 around the place off a really hot tempo, and it's going to. He gets a chance to relax. Like obviously first up run, a complete forgive. He didn't want to be there, and it was a debacle. And then even last week, he was sort of wanted to go, and he was charging a little bit. He sort of pulled himself up outside the leader and then sat a neck in front, mouth open and stuff. James would be able to ride him on a thread here because there'd be that much speed. We know that he's a big striding fella, and you can get to the outside, you can motor. I'm looking forward to him relaxing and really attacking the line, and I think he's a great each way chance because they will be paddling with their tongues out the last 75 here.
Perfect. Jack, anything to add on that one?
Just I like what I'm hearing. It's like on paper, without even looking at anything, when you just see 900 meters, it's going to be a fast run race. So sometimes, like, if I was betting, I'm not Queensland, Shane's Queensland. If we were drawn 3, I'd hate that because although we're going to get a suck off really good tempo, it's 900 meter race. You've got like 4 strides to build your spot and take your run. So if we're wide and blending, I think that's the best option for us. I think we're mapped well. We're lucky with the barrier draw. It looks like shit on paper, but then when you sort of map this race, it's a positive. I'm very excited. This guy's already done the job for us. He won more than we paid for him second up. Hope to get a little bit more out of him this prep and just keep on racing.
Yeah, and I suppose the 900 is probably a slight question mark, but Tony certainly doesn't think it's going to be an issue. He's pretty confident that'll suit him down to the ground. He's never been over that distance, but he's had 3 wins at the 1,000. So, certainly the short course is good for him.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of upside with this horse. Like, it's different sort of prep, different trips. We saw him win with a different tactical ride. Like we sort of opened a few more doors with the horse. Looks like for sure on Saturday we're going to go back or be cruising, blending. But we've got options now with this guy. It's good.
Well, we're pretty lucky we're fortunate enough he's only had the 15 starts now. If he was like push button easy to work with, we wouldn't have him. That's why we got him. And Tony's said to me more than once, this horse is still, I know he's 5, but he's still a work in progress. He's relatively lightly raced. If we can knock these little chinks out of him, getting running consistent, you're going to have a consistent Saturday horse going around every fortnight. So this sort of race is a race that suits him to be able to relax and hit the line. So even if he doesn't win, we can see him relax and flash at home.
Yeah,
perfect result for us going forward.
And from like an overall viewpoint for us, like I bought this horse hoping he was a Queensland, I bought him for Queensland for Shane to handle, and I bought him thinking he was a Wednesday horse. So the fact that we've won a Saturday race and Shane and Tony are talking about Saturday races is a great thing.
Yeah, he's still lightly rated. So he's, he can go through he can still, run into like 70s and 75s like this every week for 40 grand. So exciting times ahead with the horse. Good fun to have.
Indeed. And then we move on to the big Group 3 at Caulfield with our
Group 3.
What did I say? Good 3.
No, Group 3.
Oh, Group 3.
I'm saying it again.
Yeah. Group 3. Yeah, our first group runner.
3.
With Keats, stable star. So far that is. So what are we thinking, Jack?
On behalf of everyone in the mailbag, we just love this horse. We love him. Whatever he does on Saturday, we're grateful for. I just love him so much. And I think this race is very, very winnable. I think we'll run top 3. I think if you want to have an each way bet, have it and have a good one. I think we should be closer to $4. I make Grand Slam $4, and I could be harsher on it. It has got the world's greatest human being steering it, but we draw perfectly to handle him. We're outside him, right next to him. So Craig and Craig will just say, like, do you want to go? Because we're going to go. Do you want to blow your horse up? Because we're going hard. We can put him away. Sorello miss, comes out on the quick back up off a suicidal tempo, which will go one or two ways. It'll either just go through a brick wall again and be very, very hard to beat, or it'll go, geez, I'm not doing this to myself again at about the 600, and it'll stop. And that's what I'm hoping. I think Sosa Bond's value in the race, he's going to get a beautiful run from barrier 2. And outside of that, I think Flash Feeling, Map's awful. I'm going to try and lay it for the book. I'm going to take on French Emperor from barrier 9. I think J Car off, Maloney on's a pretty big negative along with that barrier. And I just think I'm very, very excited. It sets up really, really well for us. We want to find the fence. We're going to find the fence. I want the same sort of. I'll be hoping for the same sort of ride as we saw at Mornington, the same sort of ride we saw at Moonee Valley, the same sort of ride we saw at Caulfield. Handlebars down, catch us if you can.
Yeah.
And this bloke's done a job for us. If he says, "Nah, I'm cooked," and runs a poor race, and so be it. But we're gonna die. We'll find out. And the next preparation is even more exciting for this guy because his 12th up, we took him middle of prep and kept him going, and won a stack of money off the 25 we paid for him. Next prep, full prep under Gav's care. All-Star Mile, maybe.
I think, probably the most exciting thing for me with Keats is he's going to get a good track. And I think all the way through, there's been one common theme that Gavin's reported back is that he's not a wet tracker. He's won that Peninsula Cup by over 3 lengths on a heavy 8. He's run second to White Marlin on a heavy 8, who obviously has come out and franked the form very well.
Even his win at Sale, Jono, there's winners galore out of that.
Yeah.
Like, it's different form to some of these, but it's good form. And he's won over 2,000 meters this prep for us, and 1,600, 800 meters should be perfect.
100%. Yeah. Exciting. Shane?
Not a lot to add. He's sort of like, even when we first got him, I thought, well, how many runs has this bloke got in this prep? He's sort of been to the well a few times, and
slogging runs too. Like, he was having slogging runs at Sandown, and
definitely surprised to me what he's done this prep, because I just sort of thought that when we purchased him, he'd have to go to the paddock and start afresh, but he just seems to thrive in the change of environment there. So deserves a crack at it. What are we in, sort of nearly December now? If he doesn't he'll keep going, I assume, while he's racing well. We'll see where he goes from there. I suppose the owners have had a good ride, will deserve a crack at a Group 3, and it's the right time of year to crack a Group 3 because the good horses aren't here.
It makes me so happy on a number of levels, Shane. Like, we do shows every week for 5 years. Like, this is a soft Group 3, and we're targeting it. I just love it.
If
I was just a punter, I'll be going, "Oh, how's this a Group 3?" Well, I'm telling you, it is, and we might win it. And when we win it, it's a genuine Group 3, and God bless Racing Australia.
Gavin's updates have certainly been that he's coming off the training track like absolutely bucking and squealing, like he's happy as, and he's obviously loving his racing, and he's obviously showing that in his performances as well. So
Yeah, like we thought about going to Wodonga with him. We seriously thought about going to the Festival Stakes, which is the Group 3 over 1,500 meters in Sydney. But like we know he handles Caulfield, just over the road. I sort of decided it's the lowest risk option for a horse that's done a lot for us this prep.
and the most prize
big
money.
trip to Sydney, first way going Sydney way.
Indeed. Anyway.
120,000 the first. That would be very nice for his owners. Finally, now we've got a possible doubtful starter here, but Shane, we'll get you to talk through it anyway. As he may
track record holder, the track record holder,
indeed.
The Usain Bolt of Toowoomba.
Exactly. Atlantic Way at Toowoomba.
Yes. Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah, he surprised a little bit. Well, I'm not sure whether he surprised or the clock surprised. He ran a class record for the 870 at Toowoomba, which was not far off the track record, which is held by a horse that I actually raced, who was a City Saturday horse. So that surprised me a little. We wanted to wait to have a look at the noms for Gatton because we've drawn 10 of 10 here at Toowoomba. I think on the speed map, I think we sit out OSL. So you can never really be confident in doing maps at Toowoomba. By the time the jocks are riding at Toowoomba on a Saturday, there's been about 4 other meetings on. So, it's sort of hard to...
Bit of exhaustion.
Yeah, everyone's tired and wants to go home, so they're in a rush to the first corner. The noms are out for Gatton, just as we're recording. They've just come out. And it's, it's a 24, there's 24 horses nom there. So we'd get a run if we went there, but I'm not sure that we're going to even bother. I think we'll go to Toowoomba. I think we go forward, we roll outside the leader. And look, yeah, he's going well. The stable reported that he's come on like pre-race last start, before the race. We were thinking, look, let's just win a maiden with this horse and then, he can sort of go and finish his career in North Queensland. But he's certainly improved, and he's improved in his work. He worked again Tuesday, I think it was, and dashed up nicely. So, he deserves another crack. This is obviously the right race for him. Class 1, 1100's a little query, going from the 870. But, he's fit. He tries really hard in his races. You saw that last week, and he'll just go and sit outside the leader and punch on. Hopefully just, he's good enough to win again. I wouldn't recommend a bet. Haven't seen the prices, but I think he'll come up pretty firm in the market because it's a race where a few of these have won maidens at non-tabs. So, it'll be an even race, and he'll be in the market purely off his last start performance. And
leave him out of the Mailbag Bloodstock all up. You're saying?
I wouldn't back him. I'm not saying he can't win or anything like that, but I suppose I'm a little bit owner bias here because we paid nothing for him. He won double his purchase price on, at his first start for us. So everything now is a bonus. So, I told the owners last week in the last start in the update, I said back him. He's 380. He should start second favourite, equal favourite with that first starter at Hatchies, and all the boys that were on track, they all backed him and he won. So now it's just a free ride. So I'm sort of suggesting this time just let him go around for prize money and cheer him on. Nick
Keel aboard. He goes as good as anyone really at Toowoomba. He goes at about 20%, just having a look there. And 18% for the season. So
he was one of the leading Queensland apprentices, Metro apprentices, before he discovered McDonald's and put on a bit of weight. So he's making a comeback. More money riding winners than mowing lawns, he reckons. So, he rides good, and obviously we will have plan A will be to go and sit outside the leader, but he's sort of one of the few that are smart enough. You can say, plan B will be, let the speed go and tuck in. But yeah, he's in his right race and he gets his chance to run well again.
$400 plus if you have Strategic, Keats, and Exeter all up to win, and $17 if you have them all up the place. So don't have them with Baggy Bet, please. But certainly I'll be having that bet elsewhere, just in case.
And I couldn't see any odds for Atlantic Way yet. I don't think they're up just yet, but
no prices up just yet. If they were up, they would be up at bet $3.65. Go up first normally around here, and then all the locals knock the prices off.
yeah.
No, I don't think they're up yet, Jono.
All right, that's all good. So that's our runners for the weekend. Obviously, a very exciting weekend. A Group 3 runner, as well as having 4 runners over the next couple of days, which is, I think, the most we've had sort of over a weekend period, which is very exciting. A couple of weeks ago, we bought a couple of new horses over in New Zealand at the Karaka Ready to Run sales. We bought a lovely Savabeel filly who will be heading to Gavin Bedgood. Jack, did you want to talk about her in a little bit more detail?
Bought her in partnership with Gav. She is off a proven farm of good horses, and via this sale, she's got an outstanding pedigree. She's a 3/4 sister to Brambles, who's a proper Group 1 horse and stayer. We've had, as we've just talked about, judging ourselves, that Gavin's done a phenomenal job with limited stock. Really excited to see what he can do with better stock. The horse will have 4 weeks, maybe 3 now, maybe even 2 in New Zealand. Then it will head to Australia and to Gavin's, where he'll start to get through its gears and get to the bottom of it. Really happy with the decision to put ourselves out there a little bit with these horses that we know gallop fast. Her breeze up wasn't fast first to sale, it was still quick, but the style in which she did it, and I'm sure Shane's the same, like when you're watching trials as a punter, you're not so much worried about the time they run as long as it's competitive. It's just about the style they do it in. She looked to do it within herself. I think she's bomb-proof versus yearling. We know she gallops. She's sound. She's scope 1, low risk on vet, which is as good as they get. And she ticks all the boxes pedigree-wise. And then if you look at her on type, she's a little beast. So, yeah, really, really excited to get a good horse in the stable that we expect to be sort of looking to trial within sort of 2 or 3 months.
For sure. Bred by Waikato Stud. I got my hat on for the video, which obviously they breed, plenty of champions through that farm as well. So, Savabeel, Probabeel's obviously by him. I Wish I Win won the Golden Eagle, just an absolute stack, like champion New Zealand sire. I've
got the stats somewhere in front of me, but like, he is like as good a sire as there is.
Yeah.
Numbers wise, like runners to winners, stakes winners, Group 1 winners. He's proper. And
we also picked up a done deal gelding from the same sale as well, also in partnership with Gavin Bedgood. A little bit faster on the time on the breeze up, 10:26. So that rated in the top 20 of the whole sale. And, if you look at some of the lots that went for, like the top 3 lots all went for 500,000 plus, they were a slower breeze up time. So, really good value at 130,000 New Zealand. And obviously Done Deal's doing great things as well. Super Seth, Castelvecchio, just some of the names that he's produced. And he's out of a half sister to Smart Melody, who was very smart, won 5 races before, been a short favourite in the 1,000 Guineas, and then was retired after that. But yeah, obviously a very good quality horse. But Shane, did you want to touch on that horse a little bit further?
Yeah, obviously we've sent all the info out on this horse, and it's got a motor, so you don't have to worry about that. We saw its breeze up time; it was in the top 20 of the sale. This horse was rated an elite mover on Tom Wilson's Racing Squared biomechanic algorithm. We've done a fair bit of work we've done a lot of work with Tom on the entire sale, and this was one of the target lots as a mover. Look, obviously the horse has already been gelded, and you can see why, the way that he sort of went through his gears real quickly in that breeze up. So he wants to go. So getting him to Gav and, like turning him into a racehorse is really important. We're seeing Gav, do the job for us with those, horses that can gallop and just getting him to relax and getting their full potential out of him. So he's going to suit this horse. He's training in the sand hills, all that sort of stuff. It's all going to suit this horse. Just harnessing that speed, and Gavin's the right man for it. I was surprised that we were able to get it, to be honest, because of his breeze up time, how highly he rated as a walker, and he was clean wins, clean vet compared to, we vetted maybe 40 horses.
67
for the sales. What 67 was it? And there was a lot of horses that made a lot more money that weren't cleans, and had some little issues and stuff. So we're wrapped with him. Really think he's going to the right trainer. And as Jack said, we've had great success with Gav with these tried horses. I'm excited to see what he can do with, with these things that are under his care from such an early age. So exciting times. I couldn't split either of them. I think the Done Deal will go earlier. And I think the Saberbeel's got got great scope, and whatever she does on the track is just going to add value to her already strong pedigree that she carries.
Perfect. And I think we've spoken about Gavin's training ability a fair bit. That's hard to argue with, but also his communication is really good to be an owner in a horse, especially a young horse.
I think really good's an understatement. He's the best by a mile.
100%.
And again, he's part of the process that we've done since we started, which makes it hard to buy horses, to be honest. But with the vetting, now Tom Wilson stuff, our eye, a number of factors, and then also ran these horses through Gavin to get his agreement and support. He loved both these horses, and then the price, and we saw and I did probably 2 days work on the English Digital that went through on Wednesday. Had a short list of 25 horses, didn't bid on one of them because they just flew past what we think they're worth. So
I tried to buy one there. That's Queen. I thought it would make a good Queensland horse. That thing of Mars, what was it called? Made like 60,000. Video made like 60,000 or something.
Yeah, I thought there was one Godolphin horse that was hidden, and I thought it was worth maybe 20, 25, and I was going to buy it for 35. I really liked it. 100,000.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Anyway, if you want to get involved in either of those two horses that we've talked about, you can email me, jono@themailbag.com.au, JONO. Get in touch. If you've got any questions, obviously come to me as well. But yeah, if you want to reserve a share, certainly come to me as well. Other than that, good luck to all our owners that have a horse running this weekend, today and tomorrow.
Best bet for the weekend, John?
Oh, I haven't done my best bet yet, and I don't want to tip. I don't want to tip one of ours because I was on such a bad run on my best bets of the newsletter. But I did win one last week, which got absolutely smashed in betting. It was about 4s into 280.
Oh, look at him chip off the old block, Shane.
And it's coming.
Tear to the eye stuff for you. What's your best this weekend, Shane?
Pretty keen Coco Rocks at the Gold Coast. I think it's in race 8. But I sort of mentioned earlier, Ipswich race 3, number 1, Boogaloo. It was very fast in winning, and it'll go on with it. It's an 800-metre race at Ipswich on Saturday, race 3, number 1.
Sweet. I like both our Victorian runners this weekend. I've backed both. Like I said, tonight I like race 6, the 4 She Dances, and race 3, number 8, Concentric. Something like that. Race 3, the 8.
All right, I'll go back. I've just found mine actually. It's Tarapa, which is New Zealand. Race 5, number 3, Waitac. I had it as my best bet in the newsletter a couple of weeks ago, and you could just not run on at whatsoever on that track on the day. Hopefully it's a bit easier to run on this time because it ran into 3rd. It was a pretty good run. Heavy will be fine. Looks a good chance at $4.80. Anyway, that's it, boys. All right. Cheers.
Bye for now.
See ya.
Good luck.